Section 1200 Commercial Services from Single-Phase Underground Residential Distribution Pad Mount Transformers. 1201 General. This type of installation typically consists of underground primary voltage cables connected to the electric distribution system and installed in conduit to a CPS Energy-owned single-phase underground residential distribution (URD) pad mount transformer located on customer's premises, public right-of-way, and/or adjacent property. Service is supplied to customer from the pad mount transformer's secondary terminals or secondary enclosure. Note 1. Where the customer can be served by overhead electric distribution facilities but requests an underground service, the customer will be required to pay the cost difference from that of an overhead transformer service that could serve their load. Note 2. CPS Energy will review and determine in conjunction with the appropriate authority having jurisdiction, AHJ, where it may be necessary to install a transformer in public row, i.e. telecommunications and wireless services, traffic signals, via bus shelters etc. 1201 Easements for underground facilities. CPS Energy facilities including primary distribution and overhead poles, transformers, and pads, secondary laterals, and secondary enclosures will be installed in easements as determined by the CPS Energy Customer Service Representative. CPS Energy facilities may also be installed in alleys, streets, or other public right-of-way, Row A. Restricted use of easements. Customer shall not permit any structure, such as storage buildings, swimming pools, spas, decks, patios, carports, garages, concrete walks and drives or equipment to be temporarily or permanently positioned over electric and/or gas lines or in their easements. B. Transformers. CPS Energy will determine the number and location of pad mount transformers that will be installed. Customer shall furnish space meeting all clearance and easement requirements for each transformer and it shall be readily accessible. Note 1. CPS Energy will not permit temporary or permanent structures to be placed in a manner that will obstruct CPS Energy access for maintenance or repair of CPS Energy facilities, even if they are not located in an easement. Note 2. While easements are not required for routing of URD service laterals and conduits, CPS Energy will not permit temporary or permanent structures to be placed in a manner that will obstruct CPS Energy access for maintenance or repair to service laterals and conduits. 1201 To call before digging. Texas law requires anyone, including homeowners, who plan to excavate to notify 1-800 DIG-TESS or 811 call for location of underground facilities at least 2 working days in advance so that the utilities lines can be located and marked for safety. Refer to helpful numbers listed on the inside front cover page. 1201 3 Transformer located on customer property. A. New transformer. Where a new URD transformer is to be installed, the primary distribution will be installed in accordance with Article 1204 and the service will be installed in accordance with Article 1205 and Figure 1201, A, B. Note 1. Review and approval shall be obtained from the customer service representative to determine the interconnection to the existing distribution system. Note 2. Property owners seeking to replat their property will be required to contact their CPS Energy customer service representative for a separate service. Customer-owned service conductors are not permitted to cross property lines even when properties are owned by the same customer. B. Existing transformer. Where a commercial service installation is needed from an existing transformer, the customer will be required to install a tap box in accordance with Article 1205 and Figure 1201, B. Note 1. CPS Energy permits only one commercial service installation from a transformer secondary. Where additional services are required, then a tap box will be installed in accordance with Article 1205. Note 2. Property owner with an existing service seeking to replat the property will be required to contact their CPS Energy customer service representative for a new service. Customer-owned service conductors are not permitted to cross property lines even when properties are owned by the same customer. 1201-4 Transformer located in public right-of-way. A. New transformer. Transformer installation in row shall be in accordance with Article 1205-2 will be reviewed by CPS Energy on a case-by-case basis. Where permitted, the primary distribution will be installed in accordance with Article 1204 and the service will be installed in accordance with Article 1205 and Figure 1201, c. Note 1. Review and approval shall be obtained from the customer service representative to determine how to interconnect to the existing distribution system. B. Existing transformer. Where a service and/or secondary is needed from an existing transformer, the service and/or secondary conduits will be installed in accordance with Article 1205. 2. Customer shall coordinate with CPS Energy on the termination of the conduits in the transformer pad and/or secondary enclosure. Note 1. This type of service is not permitted where the secondary enclosure is part of an underground streetlight circuit unless reviewal and approval is coordinated by the customer service representative. Note 2. Customer is not permitted to access energized CPS Energy equipment. Customer shall coordinate with CPS Energy for conduit and cable installation. 1201-5 Existing transformer or secondary enclosure located on adjacent property. Where a service and/or secondary is needed from an existing transformer or secondary enclosure, the service including secondary conduits will be installed in accordance with Article 1205, see Figures 1201, B and D. Note 1. Customer is not permitted to access energized CPS Energy equipment. Customer shall coordinate with CPS Energy for conduit and cable installation. 1202 Sizing of CPS Energy transformers. Transformer type and size will be determined by the CPS Energy customer service representative based on customer's demand load. 1202 1 Demand loads 250 kVA and under. Where customer's demand load is equal to or less than 250 kVA, a standard single-phase URD type pad mount transformer will be installed/utilized. Note 1. CPS Energy reserves the right to require a compartment type transformer for loads equal to or less than 250 kVA. CPS Energy will require a pour-in-place transformer slab adequate for the compartment type transformer, refer to Article 1204-3, b. 1202 2 Demand loads 250 kVA and greater. Where customer's demand load is equal to or greater than 250 kVA, then a single-phase compartment type pad mount transformer, similar to three-phase pad mount transformers, will be installed/utilized. This will require a pour-in-place transformer slab, refer to Article 1204-3, b. 1203 CPS Energy Job Sketch. A customer requesting service from a single-phase pad mount transformer shall make arrangements with the CPS Energy customer service representative. When all requirements have been met, CPS Energy will issue the customer a detailed construction sketch for the construction of the transformer slab, associated primary, secondary, and service trench detail and conduits as applicable. 1204 Standard installation. A standard single-phase, URD pad mount transformer installation will typically consist of the following.